Hi, good morning, learners. We have finished yet another week of school, so this is exciting. We're moving on to week 4 of your PACE chart. So this week we're going to be completing units 1.6 and 1.7. Okay, so I absolutely love 1.6. It's an essay on Jamestown. We had previously last week learned about Jamestown, and I told you guys to be taking notes, printing, whatever it took to, get through. But I always find Jamestown to be a pretty interesting subject. So this week, you are going to be completing an essay. Basically, you're going to plan Jamestown as if you were a colonist. How are we going to make it prosper? We don't want our colony to fail. We put a lot of time into this, a lot of money into this. We're bringing people over. So the question you're going to answer is, how would you have planned the Jamestown colony to ensure a good and prosperous start? Include the kind of people you would have sent, the supplies you would have needed, the type of government, the choice of a location, and plans for growth. The essay should be around 350 words in length. Okay, I'm not going to count your words. Some of you may have over 350, some of you may have under 350, and that's perfectly fine. My goal for you, and you should have this goal obviously, is for you to just write a good essay, including all of the information that is asked of you. I would like, to talk about the kind of people you would have brought, maybe some of the supplies that were needed, the type of government that would work best. Location is always huge when you're starting a colony. You need to make sure you're starting it in the location. So where would you start that colony? And maybe some plans for growth, further expansion. What would you do long term? Because obviously, you start with a smaller plan and then you build it out. And just like anything else, maybe you're constructing a house, so you start a little smaller, you add on to it. It's what you have at the time. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to be counting the words, but I expect you to, include everything that would make your essay, worthy of an essay on Jamestown. Now, your other assignment for the week is 1.7. It talks about Puritan background and Plymouth settlement. So it's just one of your lessons you're going to go through. If you want to print it, take notes. Remember, we talked about that last week, the importance of, staying organized, taking notes, being able to, recall this information, find it, so, you can complete your assignment. So you'll just be reading through. You'll be completing a couple of activities as you go through the reading. So there's a couple of activities, a couple little videos in here. So I think it's a pretty interesting lesson. But like I said, it's about the Puritans and the Plymouth settlements. Okay, so my thing for this week, kind of my takeaway from this too, is that I want you to make sure that you're on pace. I have a couple of learners that are already getting a little bit behind. If you look here, we went through, okay, we did the course overview, we went through, 1.1, 1.2, we're going down. Now we're on Jamestown right here, and the Plymouth and Puritan backgrounds. So you need to make sure you're staying on pace. I've actually had a couple of learners work ahead because I've already graded a few essays on Jamestown. I've given my feedback and I've submitted it back to them. Okay, so if there's anything wrong with anything that you're turning in or suggestions, please look them over, add additional information, fix it, and make sure you're resubmitting it. But you've got to be staying on pace, okay? You don't want to fall behind. That's like one of the big things with cyber school. You've got to set the schedule. And you've got to be, staying on pace. You have to have that plan, okay? So if you have any questions, as always, reach out to me. You're going to be obviously watching this video, and then there'll be questions for you to answer as your weekly launch. Okay? So everyone have a wonderful week. Thanks.